this NBA going on, so we had to bring a certified legend to the table. Our guest today, internet royalty. I mean, he was like an old school blogger back in the days when Yahoo Sports was thriving, literally dominating that space. Too Much Rod Benson was his blog. You know, one of the original sports bloggers. You know, no shit. You know, he bought out at Cal before parlaying that into a successful international basketball career. The two-time champion and MVP in the Korean Basketball League. You know how much we love Asian people, and we're supporting Asian countries out here. Okay, now
Asian hate.
Successful artist. A lot of those pieces in the back are pieces of his art that you could probably buy if you have, you know, some good cash. We're not cutting no deals in these 2021, but and you catch him as an analyst on the Pac-12 network. He's doing a lot of jobs, bro. You got a lot of things going on. Let's welcome Rod Benson.
Man, I was just in the presence of legends over here, man. This is nice.
Boom, got them dose. People don't. If you this is the thing about Rod. If you don't remember the old school days, Rod was doing shit as an athlete that was so advanced and ahead of his time with the songs, music videos. You know, Boom got them though, Boom got them dose, the remix. And every time I hear that track now, all I do is just say "Ready like spaghetti." That's
wild. Like yesterday, someone was saying, you know, I saw a dude I haven't seen since college, and he was just like walking around being like, "Are we in there like swimwear, man? Are we ready like spaghetti?" And it's like, I don't say that shit anymore, but it's can I say that? I'm sorry.
We curse everything but the N word unless you really mean it. Unless you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't say that anymore like that. So it's just like it's funny when people still like on the streets will just say it to me. I'm like, I don't really have anything to say back anymore, my guy. I'm old. Like 20 years ago.
The impact of your magnitude, legend. I mean, we've got, you know, a lot of stuff going on in the basketball world community we can hit. Zach, big time Laker fan, obviously. Mm-hmm. The Nets added LaMarcus Aldridge to the roster, joining Blake Griffin to form what many are calling a sinister six. Really, just the big six of the Nets to really combat 36-year-old getting the senior citizen meal at Sizzler, LeBron James.
I mean, it's scary. And I just don't know how scary it'll be. Like, this is probably scarier 4 years ago. Like, is Kevin Durant just collecting his washed infinity stones at this point? I don't really know. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what they'll get from LaMarcus, but I mean, that's just a legend. And that team is, I don't know if we've ever seen a team assembled like this.
Ron, when you see that squad, what do you think? You know, you've got Harden, Kyrie, KD, Blake. I mean, it's like pretty much light skin and dark skin and a whole melding together, personalities. And we'll see. Are you convinced? You think this squad now is kind of the front runner favorite to win the championship, or is it still Lakers?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that they got like a United Colors of skinnedness type, you know, spectrum going on, like a whole Revlon goddamn thing at Sephora. But no, I thought I was real original. I tweeted that they remind me of the 04 Lakers, and then like. I woke up with no likes, and then there was like hella other people who tweeted the same thing with like 40,000 likes. But I thought I was real original. But they're
get over here, give me that tweet.
Yeah,
are people really expecting like? I actually think they might be worse adding this talent. That's why I'm saying the 04 Lakers, because the guys they added are purely offensive talent. I actually think they were worse on defense when KD was there. And they've just added other guys who have been known to score and not do anything else, and also are not good at it anymore. I mean, relative to what they should be. I mean, I think that there's a space for young guys. Like if they still had Jared Allen, right? He's not a scorer, but he does so many things and he plays with energy and pace that I mean, I guess they're hoping that James Harden just handles the ball for 19 to 40 minutes a game and whatever happens in that space, they'll work it out.
Now, I pointed to this yesterday when was that? I don't even know. I'm still all over the place. But when the news dropped, it seems to me, and maybe I'm tripping, but the thousands of people that retweeted and showed support and love seem to agree. But it seems to me that LeBron and KD are held to different standards. I was under the impression, maybe foolishly, that KD was trying to gain entrance into that GOAT debate, that kind of universe where you're amongst the Kobes, the MJs, the Kareems. But, you know, with this latest move, you know, kind of with Harden, Kyrie, it's just like, God damn, how much do you need to beat a 36-year-old washed LeBron and AD?
Yeah, I'm more just like, why does everyone feel like going to Brooklyn anyways? Like, do people know something I don't know? Like, if I was like a Blake Griffin or you know, LaMarcus Aldridge, I would want to go somewhere where I feel like I could actually like contribute. They're not gonna, especially when KD's back, they're not touching the ball. Like Joe Harris is fine just sitting in the corner. Is Marcus Aldridge gonna do that the whole game? How many minutes is he even gonna play? Like I seriously don't know what the goal is here, honestly. I mean, I'm not mad that they all went there though, because again, they're not talented like they were before.
Yeah. I don't really get it either. I mean, I think it's just a play for a ring, at this point for LaMarcus, for Blake, get that ring. You got that's the kind of last stamp on, I mean, the Hall of Fame careers, right. I guess, I don't know. I think they're both very cooked. And I said earlier that I previously had said that I didn't think that the Nets were making it into the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they'll make it there now, but I still don't think this team's made it to the finals. So we'll see.
I got a question for you guys. Nets want to be the villains, but let's say, and this has been pointed out, if the Nets end up losing, all hell's going to break loose. It's going to be Armageddon on the TL. But if the Nets do lose, will KD go to the Lakers?
I think if they lose, KD's joining the Monstars. Whoever wins Space Jam 2, KD's going to join that team and hope for the best.
Oh God! I mean, is Steph on that same Lakers team? Has he come to LA yet?
I mean, we're still, I think, negotiating, as I like to say, with Steph. But in between the two, if it became a Steph or a KD thing, I guess who would you pick first? And
that's a really tough question.
Steph. I've said this before.
Yeah,
I tweeted like in 2012 that I would take Steph over Durant. Then Steph has proven that without necessarily other help, he can be the guy and turn the corner. And KD that's the one thing he has never proven. He's literally never.
Right, let me ask you a question. When exactly did Steph prove that? I just want to know.
Their first chip. In
what year? 2015.
2015. Yeah.
Well, how did Kyrie perform in those finals?
Kyrie wasn't there.
How was Kevin Love? Was he Kevin Love locking up on final possessions of game set? No,
Kevin Love was where he is now, somewhere that I don't really know what Kevin Love's up to, but it wasn't in the finals.
So who was guarding him for the bulk of that finals?
Dellavedova. And I bought the jersey, though. Dellavedova was giving work. It's the only NBA jersey I own is the Delly jersey 2015.
Okay. I just had questions. I'm not, I don't want any Steph slander.
No matter who's on the other side, you still, I mean, every year there's something, right? Like someone still has to win, and to actually overcome all that stuff. He had to overcome LeBron, who made up all the difference in all those points. He's having like 50, 20, and 20. He still did the thing. And again, he did it as the leader of the team, as the go-to guy, in a way that KD still hasn't done this. So no one has KD in the top 10 players of all time, and they should if he won the way that people think he should have won.
Okay. I'm rocking. And just for the record, I'm just asking questions. I don't want any Steph slander. I've been trying to work on my appearance. I'm not trying to get fat shamed so early in the week. Let's save it for the weekend. But
say that for the next episode.
Question for you both.
Yeah.
It was pointed out. Shout out to Kid Gowie, the living legend. If you're not familiar with the Kid Gowie, he's one of the greatest content creators known to man. But he posed a great question. He said, KD Warriors versus the KD Nets. But what I want to ask you guys is, KD Warriors versus KD Nets, who has more light-skinned tendencies? Not light-skinned players, just light-skinned tendencies.
Still the Warriors, by far.
Okay.
They looked the part and they acted the part. What do you mean? It wasn't close. You think a bunch of darkies could come out here and do all that like shimmying and stuff like that? What do you this ain't goddamn Meteor Man? This ain't coming to America.
CP3 was hitting you with the shimmy before the janky string.
Oh my God!
I think your opinion probably matters to me the most on this issue, so I want to know.
Does it? I was wondering if I could just snake my way out of this one. I'm gonna follow Rod on this one. I think that's the safest thing for me to do. And smartest thing for me to do here.
Brilliant move. I feel like this Net squad has more light-skinned tendencies. I don't know if it's Tyler Johnson lingering in the back. I just don't know what's going on. I think there's a lot of sensitivity, sage being lit, a lot of feelings and emotions. Steve Nash is Canadian, great country. Obviously, they handle things a little different than we handle here. They're going to talk out their problems. So,
I think you're forgetting some light skins on the Warriors, though. I mean, they had like Maurice Spates. They had David West. They had what's his name?
No light-skinned tendencies in David West. He will two-piece.
But he just light-skinned. Like, he just looks like, even if he's not doing the thing.
The tendencies.
If you have a tendency to be light-skinned, you light-skinned. I don't know what to tell you.
In the chat, they're pointing out Sean Livingston and Klay Thompson.
Sean Livingston, yeah, exactly.
No, Klay Thompson was hitting the Bleezy at Washington State. I will never forget the Pac-10 for making Klay Thompson apologize for smoking recreational marijuana, which it should be.
He came and played ASU on the back half of his suspension. So he was suspended for the first half of our game when I was at ASU. And I remember being at practice and be like, why are we practicing so hard to stop Clay? He's not even playing the first half. He comes in the second half. We're up 15, and he dropped, I think, 32 in the second half. And I was like, oh, that's an NBA player. That guy is very, very good. So
never forgive. I'll never forgive him for taking Reggie Bush's Heisman. I'll never forgive them for making Klay Thompson have to apologize for doing
Seattle thing.
80% of the Seattle arena. You know, every time you touch down Seattle, the purple's ready to go. Okay, not to dry snitch, but I'm just saying it was the elaborate purple. You've never seen it before. Great people. Doug Baldwin, remember the Seahawks? I told him, Doug
Baldwin.
Seattle, great people, great food, makes up for the trash weather, and you know, even Seattleans.
Seattle's not that great, though. Come on, have you spent a lot of time in Seattle?
Seattle is cranky.
Seattle is the light-skinned city of all cities where black people happen to be. It's like I feel like that's like the last of the slave cities where they just the final ship came in there like we got these leftovers.
I do remember black people left. When a bunch of black people the exodus to Seattle in like the late 80s, early 90s, and look what it gave us. Nate Robinson, great basketball career.
It's true.
He shouldn't have fought Jake Paul. So we're not going to give him any more harassment on that.
Sure.
But Lakers, they added Andre Drummond. Do we think that's a better pickup than Blake and LaMarcus Aldridge?
And that's not close. That's not close at all. I mean, I don't know what Andre Drummond's like game is supposed to really be. Like they never show highlights unless it's like him trying to cross three dudes over from 40 feet and but then you see the numbers at the end of the day. So all I know is when someone joins LeBron, even if it was Blake, I'd be like, oh, Blake about to look great. When they join KD, I'm just kind of like, these guys are not good anymore. Like, I don't think the Nets have guys that make guys better. Andre Drummond was already good, and he's going to look fantastic getting these easy passes from LeBron.
I'm excited. I think that it's gonna be very fun having him and AD and the sets and things that they can throw around and just giving AD sort of breathers in spots. You know, I don't quite know what's going on with his legs. So you want to have some sort of option if need be.
If you're Gasol, do you just plan to not play for significant portions of the rest of the season now? What do we do? Do you give up your cornbread?
Like, take it, rest a little bit, my guy.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need to play a lot. Like,
that's what I said about LeBron.
Just do that. No, LeBron. Come on, man. Look at it.
Chill.
Me and LeBron are the same age. I tried to dunk like 3 days ago, and I felt like your dad in the videos. Like, I was up there, like it counted, but we're the same age. Like,
girls ball.
Gasol is like 10 years older than me. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Get the pommel. We got to get the pommable ball, right? Nobody can tell the difference on camera.
It's fair enough.
Let's shift it. Obviously, you played at Cal, March Madness, Oregon State. You know, let the Pac-12 down. Cal, I don't even think made the tournament, so you guys had no intention of ever pulling your weight. Okay. But you claim to be. I'm just saying, you guys always shit on UCLA because you claim that you run the UC system, but.
I mean, yeah, in a job interview, I'll shit all over UCLA. In the basketball streets, there's nothing. We don't have anything to say to UCLA. Are you kidding me? When I was at Cal, you guys went to the Final Four every year. The
reason I graduated. That's why I knew God hated me.
I have one highlight in college that like everyone like loves, and the only reason it's hype is because it was at UCLA. It was like it was big because y'all made it big. And I dunked on like a Final Four team. Like I wasn't the important part here. It's like who I did it against mattered.
Thank you for not using any names, Rod, protecting the innocent. Okay. All right. The block is hot. So I want to ask you guys, obviously UCLA and SC still in contention, Elite Eight. There's the potential for a UCLA versus SC Final Four. Obviously the city of LA is proving that we're pandemic proof. We've been dominating all facets of existence, whether that's the Lakers, the Dodgers, Curls. Do you see a UCLA SC Final Four, Rod? And if so, who are you rocking with?
Man, who does UCLA got to beat to get to the Final Four? Like Gonzaga or something?
Wait, who do they? Michigan.
Is it?
We're not worried. We're not worried.
I've been rooting for UCLA, but I think Michigan. I want to see Juwan Howard. I want to see a black man go to the Final Four. So I'm gonna say probably not. This is where UCLA's light skin luck of the Irish is gonna run out, my guy. That melanin isn't gonna kick into high gear. You need some like full-blooded Africans to really get rebounds at this stage of the game. And they don't have the gene pool anymore. They just don't have it. You're African, they're strong as hell. Like no matter
University of California's light-skinned Angelinos, as we've been dubbed in the tourney. Zach, you're a Pac-12 guy through and through.
Yeah,
you think UCLA has any chance to beat Juwan Howard in the Michigan?
I think they have a chance. I think is it USC as Gonzaga? Is that who they have next? I think that's right. Yeah, I like Evan Mobley quite a bit, but that Gonzaga team is one of the best college basketball teams I have ever watched, and it's like I just am not sure it's gonna be close. I'm stunned. I watched a lot of Pac-12 basketball, and I just am stunned that this has happened. There were a lot of years where I was like, oh yeah, Pac-12 is gonna ball out this year, and they all get knocked out before the Sweet 16. And here we are. Well, I just can't believe it.
Well, they didn't play like. Go ahead.
I'll just say, I for one am not stunned. The Pac-12 consistently gets hated on. Conference of Champions, UCLA 119 national championships. How many asses do we have to bust before you respect us? Run. Well, I knew early in the game, bro, when Alabama was flexing and their bench was going just a little too hard, being a little too overzealous. I was like, "There's a fade waiting for you, gentlemen." Ref were cheating. Yeah. Never give us our love. Let's just talk about it. Pac-12 never gets the love it deserves. Always gets hated on the tournament because, A, they don't watch our games. They don't understand how sensitive and brilliant we are. Look at Rod, amazing artist. Myself, amazing writer, creative. Zach out here getting it, dominating. If you've seen the Buckets videos and Break Ankles Daily, make sure you follow both those accounts. But nonetheless, we go to these tournaments. They're always, SEC, the Big East, the ACC. Like, we're supposed to be afraid of these dudes. Do you know how tough it is to live in California? Have you been on the 405 at 3:30 p.m. when you have shit to do? We're not worried about y'all. I'm sorry.
No, you got it, man. I was just thinking, I think there wasn't a lot of interconference play amongst big teams this year because of COVID. So I just think Pac-12's. One thing I hate about ratings is it's just all made up at the beginning, and then if no one plays each other, then nothing can change. It's the worst thing about football. You just stay where you are, basically. So I think that's really what it. I'm glad today guys started saying they were wrong because, no offense to Seth Greenberg, I love him on TV, but he had so many times where he's like, "Oh, they just outperformed themselves." No, just say you were wrong. Sometimes you're just wrong, my guy, and it's okay to say it, and we can move on.
Bro, I get the bubble guts every time I see a Pac-12 as an 11 seed, a 12 seed, forced to play a play-in game. What do you think we're on over here? What do you think we're about on this West Coast? What do you think John Wooden, who laid the whole foundation for this nonsense, for y'all to be pulling on it? And it's just it's disrespectful. I would attribute it to light-skinned hate. I don't know. I don't know. They don't want us to succeed. They pretend like they do.
But UCLA isn't just light-skinned. UCLA got 4 Zach Morrises on every team. I don't know. Every year you find these guys. In our time, it was Michael Roll.
Yes, it was.
Matt McKinney. It was every year. There's 4 of these guys. Where are they coming from? Just Palisades.
Jaime Jaquez, Latino, embraced by the Black community. Jake Hyman, embraced by the Black community. Nothing new. We've been rolling with Jake for years. We knew what he was about. Shout out to the Kyman family. But all right, Rod, you mentioned Juwan Howard. I digress. Juwan Howard, first-year coach, didn't have any college coaching experience. There's a lot of people on Twitter. I won't tell you their complexion, but there's a lot of people on Twitter. On Twitter, I didn't believe them. I'm just pointing it out. They were on Twitter when the news was announced. Oh, well, he has no coaching experience. He needs to start at a smaller program. These are things they said. My response, Elite Eight. But how do you feel about it?
Man, if you can play in the NBA at a high level and be one of these guys that stays in the league for 20 years with relatively no skill, basketball. Basketball doesn't change. And having experience in college is literally just having experience in controlling people, honestly. Every coach that's good, I'm not going to name names on this, definitely, but they basically just trick kids into going to their school and lie to them for 4 years. And it's and then 4 of these guys know actual basketball, the Krzyzewskis and stuff like that. But a guy who knows basketball is going to know it. And he has a number 1 recruiting class coming next year, right? It's probably because he doesn't BS anybody and he knows what he's talking about. It's not rocket science, honestly. If more colleges could hire NBA coaches, almost everyone who has NBA pedigree who goes to college wins. It's not even Eric Musselman, who I don't even fuck with at all, is doing well.
That's my guy.
It's spicy. It's a spicy on the show.
I'll just say, he did me dirty back in 2006, man. I'll never forget it, my guy.
as a hooper, I will say, I don't know what happened, but as a hooper, I will say, a heart don't forget. A heart don't forget something like that.
No. I think everyone knew he was going to be a good coach. Juwan was going to be a good coach. I think he's a incredibly smart basketball player, always has been. Like, and you make it in the NBA as long as he has. You don't think he's picked up or understands schemes and things like that. Like I love Bobby Hurley to death, but sometimes it's sort of like, what's the scheme you're running here, Bobby, and like help me out. But I think where it gets tough is goddamn. Where it gets tough for someone
show,
like,
ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Yeah, goddamn, sorry about
that. If we get hit up, that's the game.
For JUWAN, he's got that nice Michigan bag that Adidas bag shows up, and it's pretty helpful for getting those recruiting classes together. So I think that also helps, but I think he was always going to be a great coach. So it's good to see him succeed.
Okay, I like it. Now, Mike Woodson got the job in Indiana, and I'm just using this as filler while we get this other video queued up, just to be real. I'm not going to lie to our patrons. Mike Woodson, and there was the same amount of hate. Mike Woodson's been an NBA head coach, worked on a lot of great benches, worked with a lot of great players, but there's some reason, I don't know why, a certain complexion of people on the internet, for some reason, seem to be under the impression that men with established coaching pedigrees in the NBA where these kids want to go. Like, these kids don't want to play in college for the rest of their life. They're not trying to be like, they only get 4 years to do that. They want to hopefully make money someday, which you can't really do playing a lot of the styles that exist currently. But,
I don't want to stir the pot here too much, but most people coaching, especially in college with a certain complexion, what is their path to end up being a head coach? A video guy by volunteer, hung around, last coach on the bench, 19 years later, they're head coaching somewhere. Yeah. They have to protect their legacy. They can't just let a bunch of Negroes with NBA pedigree just come and take their jobs. What are you talking about? They're protecting. If they let that happen, they're done. It's over for them.
There's no jobs. There's no more jobs.
There's jobs. Like, yeah.
Zach, I really appreciate and love that. Even though it's not Black History Month anymore, you roll with it and you understand.
100%.
Zach is an ally.
You saw it. I saw as a manager, and there are like other managers where you're sort of like, you're going to be a basketball coach. And the people kind of hitch their wagon to a coach and trail that thing as long as they can. And then an opening happens, and who's in there? And it's unfortunate and odd. So some of them deserve it, but it more often than not, you're like, how the fuck? How are you? You're a coach now? And so, best of luck.
Got a couple quick topics left. Obviously, just to siphon SEO. I'm revealing all the secrets today. I'm a little woozy. What's hot in the valley? But Lil Boosie came out. Video of him slapping a fan. I believe he paid the fan like $500. Let's check it out.
Oh,
I don't know when it happens, but
he looks like he's gonna come out of his shoes. The guy, he looks already a little wobbly.
Oh. Paid the gentleman. That's a slap for that. But paid him, I think, $500 something. So I want to ask you, how much would you charge Lil Boosie to let him slap you?
First of all, I watched that video earlier and I was like, damn, Boosie's a good listener. Like, he listened for like quite some time before he slapped him. So I was like, he held it back for a while. It's no amount of money. If it's in private, how about that? In private, $5K. In public, no. $5 million easy. It's got to be. I need to be able to redeem myself.
$5 million before taxes or after, Rock? Because this is important questions. Are you gonna start the LLC? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I know enough white people now to make sure that the $5 million either way is gonna go tax free, baby.
Yeah.
How about yourself? I need a smack from Lil Boosie.
$400, but I want rights to the video.
Okay,
I own the video, but $400. That's it. I'll do it.
Zach always a step ahead of the curve.
So, playing chess, not checkers.
So who would you let slap you for free?
What a great
fair.
Hype and for like, I don't know, it might be hot. Try it out. See how it feels.
Fair. I'm trying to think. Josiah, do you have one? Well, I think.
I'm gonna gravitate towards. Let me think. Like MLK. I think I'll definitely let him slap me. Al Sharpton, because I think that would be funny. And then I don't know. I'm trying to maybe LeBron, just so I can have my own MLK story.
I think
Obama.
Nah, Obama's got to pay.
Like
$5.
I think Tyson. If I could tell someone that Mike Tyson slapped me and I lived to talk about it, That's a crazy story. I'd let that for free as long as it's not like a right hook and it's just a slap. Mike Tyson.
And last question in the slapper category. Obviously, the young kids refer to slappers as great music songs. What slapper you playing to get the party turned up? Rod, you first.
Oh man, I'm probably late on this, but I just heard driving the other day T Grizzly, Robbery Part 2.
Okay.
Oh my God, I almost crashed my car. I was getting so turned to that shit, man. I was out here getting it on the 405.
Okay. Zach?
There is a playlist on Spotify called Rooftop Sunset. It's wonderful. It's all like funk disco type music. Some of it's a little sped up, but it's great. I was listening to that this weekend, and it's why I'm not doing so well on this fine Monday.
I'm going to go with the tried and true Caucasian classic, Levels by Avicii.
Wow.
You may be tired of it, but when that comes on, you at least think about turning up. And if you have enough people around you, somebody's going to turn up.
You talking about the Flow Rider version?
No. No. All right,
when Avicii comes on, I can just like smell Red Bull vodka. Like it doesn't even have to be around. I can just, it's like
the floors get sticky.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine being overseas when that song came out, bro. Like all I picture is like, honestly, I first heard it in like where was I? The Philippines. I was in the Philippines and I heard that song and just watching a bunch of like Filipino kids just getting like super loose to that. I can't disassociate it. It doesn't even feel like an American song to me.
That's great.
All right, gentlemen. White Man Can't Jump celebrated its 29th anniversary. As you know, the man who birthed me was a part of it. But what's your favorite sports movie?
Man, that's tough. Honestly, probably still, it's either Rookie of the Year or D2 The Mighty Ducks.
Oh, wow. D2 Mighty Ducks is a great call.
D2 is just, it just goes so hard, man. It is racist. It's super racist. But like Asians all do figure skating. The black dudes all like skate in the hood. Like I've driven around LA looking for just black dudes just playing street hockey. I've been to Canada a lot.
That knuckle puck.
Street hockey up there.
That knuckle puck. That knuckle puck. That Russ Tyler. Zach, how about yourself?
I was thinking about this today, and so like when the pandemic first started, I had we did this thing at a previous job where I was live tweeting a lot of sports movies to try and help entertain people, and went through a lot of them, rewatched all of them. The Replacements, that's still my one of my favorites. I don't know why. It's like Keanu Reeves is the starting quarterback. They have that "I Will Survive" moment in the jail. It's a stupid movie, but it's fun. Love that movie.
Wait, isn't it wild in that movie that essentially his whole career was derailed by one bad Sugar Bowl? Like you never hear that. He was a #1 pick. He played bad in the Sugar Bowl, and now he has to be a scab during a blockout. Like I don't understand the process here at all. Like the Titans will draft him second. Like what are we talking about here?
So I would say White Man Can't Jump, but unfortunately that's not a sports movie, it's a rom-com. So I gotta go with Blue Chips, which also isn't a sports movie and a rom-com, but legendary. The Shaq, Neon Boudreaux.
Yeah.
That movie lies to people, though. I thought I could really just get a 400 on the SAT and go to college. But I guess I wasn't 7'2", 330.
You said favorite sports movie. I have to ask you guys, what's your favorite sports movie line? What's your favorite line from a sports movie?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Probably The Price is Wrong, bitch. Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Zach?
Great one. This one, I pulled this up right before we got started. This is from Keanu Reeves in some dramatic scene in that movie. He says, "Pain heals, chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever." Great line.
That's all
great
one
line.
sequence?
The period, yeah.
And even though I said White Man Can't Jump isn't a sports movie previously, on this show we do whatever we want. So I'm going to go with White Man Can't Jump. Nah, this ain't Raymond. I was in the theater the first time people saw that with their own eyes. And it's leading me to great heights. Honestly, it's helped provide for me. It got me into private school, so thank you for that line, Dad. Last topics of the show. Chet Hanks, the legend. Honestly, I like Chet Hanks. Once the Jamaican community embraced him on that clubhouse and he popped in and he had the heart to deal with it and take it like a G, I rock with him. Chet dropped a video, says it's going to be a white boy summer. Make sure to distinguish that it's not, MAGA white boy. It's more John B. himself, Zach, when you hear that, are you training? Are you thriving? Are you prepping? Are you ready for just total dominance?
I spent a lot of time this weekend training, just getting after it. I'm vaccinated, so I'm just getting back to my former abilities. You know what I mean? Trying to rehab, get those muscles right, feel ready, be out there. It was a great weekend, but I'm excited for the summer. I don't know where Chet pulled this from. I really don't. But yeah, that's mine on it.
And Rod, are you supporting White Boy Summer? Are you trying to take over? How do you feel? Like, you know?
I mean, I'm not gonna stop any white boy from having their summer, but like dark skins ain't had a summer since like '62 or I don't know when, since before the marches, my guy. Like, when are we gonna? They killed Fred Hampton, and dark skins just haven't had summer since. I'm gonna skip all that and go straight to tall guy fall. I've been trying to push that. I've been trying to make that a thing.
Tall guy fall.
It's kind of sad, but it's kind of hype. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going for.
And this is probably the second most important question of the show. The first one we'll proceed this one, but a lot of white players in the NBA with swag, you know, throughout history. Which white NBA player gets a to-go plate? Rod, this is a question mainly for you, but which white NBA player gets a to-go plate at the cookout?
I mean, not based on anything I've ever heard him say, but just by the love I saw him get from teammates, it's got to be Birdman, right?
Okay.
He's like the epitome of white boy summer, in my opinion. He's going to have a great summer. I don't know where he's at. It's going to be a great summer for him, though.
I mean, you know, no swine on his plate, I would imagine, Birdman. Zach, I mean, we got Jason Williams, Tyler Hero, Alex Caruso, Mike Miller, Brad Miller, Nick Collison, JJ Redick, Eric Piatkowski, who's, you know, in the Teddy Toupee, Jason Capono, my team at UCLA. Who to you, Zach, you know, you have a very keen perspective on this.
Yeah.
Which white NBA player in your mind gets a to-go plate?
I'm going to go with a couple of vets, former guys. I think Brent Barry and I think Devin Shrimp. I think both of them. Both Seattle guys, but I absolutely think so.
Devin Shrimp swag was on the neck. He had the box fade.
Yeah.
Way before it was fashionable.
Yeah.
He can hear Jimmy.
I mean, he's on some wild teams too. Like, you know, he's been on some wild teams. He was on the Pacers team. He was on that Sonics team with GP and Kemp. I mean, the man's seen some things, and yeah.
He was on Parks and Rec also. You got to give him credit for his acting chops.
Yeah.
And this was a trick question because anybody who said Jason Williams, Alex Caruso, Tyler Hero, honorary light-skinned, Mike Miller, honorary.
Honorary light-skinned?
Honorary. Conditional.
So, again, like what do dark skins get? We can't even get honorable mention white boys. Like we're just out here just getting scrapped.
Pull them in. I mean, we have to draft in light very close. He's very close to
drafted,
leaving our ranks and ascending to the greatness that is.
Like, aren't we supposed to get the first pick if we keep taking L's? I don't understand why we keep going fourth.
But it's not. I feel like it's the highest compliment that nobody's eligible for the greatness that you possess. And last question, I just asked myself: does Zach have honorary light-skinned status? Zach, we've talked about this in previous shows. I say still conditional. You're working your way to full blown, still conditional. You can use some elements. Obviously, there's words you can't say still. I don't know if you'll ever get to that mountaintop.
No, I don't think I will.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
You gotta go Black Lives Matter on the back of the jersey. So I mean, there's
absolutely
there's some things that need to be done. But
it's an honor. Even honorary, temporary, conditional, whatever, honor.
All right, we wasted enough.
You can't get it till you see, like, you got to at least watch Boomerang or like Harlem Nights, because without those two, you don't have enough. You will get an injection of melanin just by even consuming those jokes.
I think that'll be our next mission once the pandemic ends. Like every week, we'll just introduce Zach to a new
great
piece of Black culture and art, and I'll give you a quiz on it, and I'll expect you to key in on some memorable lines, and then add them to your lexicon.
If I come in with like a fucking just like a quick film review on all these things, my notes.
If you note these movies, I will tune in every goddamn day for this shit.
Wave, we got another hitter.
100%.
We got another hitter. But Rod, we appreciate you. Everybody, make sure to visit Rod Benson Art. Support a legendary artist, Rod. You got a lot of great pieces. You blessed me with a LeBron piece that I'll be hanging up soon as I can figure out how to do that home improvement, do-it-yourself stuff, or pay somebody to do it for me.
You can handle it.
I'm very close to being rich. You'll know. I might be shirtless for an episode. You know, once that bag is fully touched down. But make sure you visit rodbensonart.com. Rod, any last words you want to say to the people?
No, man. Lakers in 3. We all know what's coming down the pipeline. It's all lies. All these injuries are lies. They just wanted to load manage, and they didn't know how to do it without losing respect. So be prepared when that comeback happens. It's going to be strong.
And then Zach, final thoughts for the day.
Start practicing for the summer. Get your vaccines in now, but start practicing for the summer. Have a couple drinks. You just get ready. It's going to hit you, and you're not going to be ready to be back out. But we're getting there. So mask up. Get your vaccines. Listen. Don't take the mask off and wild out yet. We're not there yet. But start practicing.
I will be getting that vaccine water soon. Joining your ranks, gentlemen. It will be lit. It will be turned. I will be shirtless, boo in hand, both vaccinated, standing on your heads. But appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure to follow Buckets as always. The account's growing, but I still blame you guys for being lazy on Twitter. Hating
Get
as
in
usual.
there.
Get in there. Get in where you're
such
sitting.
a 10.
The Sinister Six. Shout out to Jerry.
Jerry, yeah, this is great.
Better known as the mayor by some. Jerry Brown, our esteemed colleague. Came through.
Man? Yeah.
I just like the regular
so
Steve. I like the regular Steve Nash mugshot, just looking on.
So good.
And I couldn't tell if that was Harden or DeAndre Jordan at one point, but then I keyed in and I figured it out. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll catch you very, very soon. I think we'll be back Wednesday with some more heat for you. Outta Pocket Live on Buckets.